Oh wow, I feel good. Basically, person, an individual, decided to get in touch with me through via email, and he or she, actually, it's not. I should do it on his behalf. I'll put the email up on the screen. He asked me how to become focused. Basically, he had trouble visualizing his reality. He had trouble visualizing what it was he wanted to focus on. He had trouble visualizing how it is that he wanted to envision his future, especially when it comes to astral projection. He had trouble envisioning how to practice astral projection. Now, I know I'm laughing a lot, I'm smiling a lot. I am taking this very seriously. It's just the fact that there is recently, I know all of you have known, or have been knowing, hopefully, if you've been watching my videos, I've been manipulating reality a lot. I'm actually wondering whether or not I should start teaching people that alongside astral projection. And when you have a manifestation come to fruition, the way I have, the things I know in the way it's manifesting is, it makes you feel, I don't know how to express it. Joy comes close, but it's a different feeling. I decided to make a video on his behalf. This is exactly what this is. Now, if you watch this video to the end, what you will get, I promise you this, is you'll be able to manifest reality. Oh, whoa, nearly went on to another video there. You'll be able to visualize how it is you want to manifest reality. You'll be able to visualize and keep focus on your meditations, on holding aspects of consciousness, on holding awareness, on holding perceptions of awareness of different realities that coexist within this one. I'm gonna help you in this video on how to hold that focus, how to hold that meditation, and how to really conquer the aspect of focus when it comes to being aware in any type of situation during your life when it comes to meditation, spirituality, work even. I'm going to break it down to you in this video. I'm going to upload this video. Now, hopefully it won't go too long. I've actually got a consultation in 45 minutes. I'm actually teaching somebody how to astral project. Now, a lot of people on that front, they've been emailing me. They want to know how to astral project. They're asking me questions on how to do this. The fact of the matter is, guys, when it comes to me giving out my free time, which I usually use to access other dimensions of perspective, of thought, I usually use to meditate, advanced meditations, in order to help manifest reality. Manifesting reality, the experience of that is such a high valued feeling that I can't really put a price on it. So my time is extremely valuable. So valuable I can't even put money on it. So when it comes to me giving that time away to somebody who I don't know, who I have no idea where their background is, I have no idea where they're from, when it comes to where they are at that present moment, when it comes to astral projection wise, I don't want to give it away for free. I don't want to give away my valuable time, which is, you can't put a price on it. I don't want to give that to somebody free. So what I decided to do is, if you want to work with me personally and you really want me to help you face-to-face wise, I'll break it down with you. We'll get in deep in your subconscious. We'll do some hypnosis. We'll do some really fun stuff that I've been doing with Max. I'm going to charge. I'm going to charge, and it won't be much. It will be £60 per hour. And a lot of people say that that is okay. You know, I've been asking people, before I chose this price of £60 per hour, I went around and I did like a mini like, what do you call them? Those testers where you go on the notepad and you ask people. Like, I started asking people, how much do you reckon somebody would charge for a consultation, a personal private consultation? And I went around town and I started asking people this, and they were saying like, oh, 150, 200 pound. I'm thinking £200 an hour to sit down and talk to somebody. I was thinking that's pretty steep. But me personally, I think £60 okay. If I was to do it in a way that if I was not quite knowing how to do this skill and I wanted to learn off somebody who actually knew what they were talking about, I would pay more than that, to be honest. How much would you pay to learn how to astral project, come out of your body to any dimension you want, to any place you want, see whatever you want to do? How much would you charge? How much would you pay for that? Seriously, if you knew it was guaranteed, how would you pay for that? Now, obviously, typical results may vary depending on how skilled you are, depending on how much time it's going to take. Not everyone will be able to do this under their original circumstances. I can vouch for that, in the sense that there have been days where I haven't been able to astral project when I was first starting off. There have been days when life got to me to the point where it was taking away my focus from my spiritual practice. But in helping me gain this awareness that I need to do this, that I needed to keep focused, that I needed to keep practicing, that I needed external resources where people already know how to do this to help me, I decided to do divination systems. I decided to surround myself with comic books of telepathy, Professor Xavier, Psylocke, you name it, all the telepathic ones who can astral project and everything. These are all divination systems which help ground you and help you focus on what it is that you want. And I delved in deep. I just plunged straight into that stuff. I kept my focus, and within no time at all, with all the stuff, with everything that I built around me to help do this, and these weren't just people, these were just objects, some of these things. Cartoon pictures, you know, cartoons on TV, X-Men, you name it. Heroes. Whenever I see the Heroes trailer, I can't help but feel connected to the people in that, in the sense that I've also got an ability that I'm willing to share. Now, how to contact me, I will put an email on my screen. I will show you how to get to the email. A lot of people do email me small questions. I will answer those back sometimes, but obviously I'm going to go to the ones that are more important. Obviously I'm going to go to the ones that aren't already on my channel. Obviously I'm going to go for the ones that some people feel that aren't on my channel that they need help with. And if I'm seeing that more often, then I'm going to make a video on it like this one right now. So without further ado, when it comes to focus, how will I focus? Now, what is meditation to start with? A lot of people, especially me when I was in school, I would have this teacher who would get everybody in meditation, and everyone dreaded her classes because she made them feel inadequate with themselves. When you ask somebody to close their eyes and to meditate, right, what happens is people tend to feel insecure with how they look, and they can't see if people are laughing at them. So everyone didn't really like her classes. There's probably other reasons for that, but that's just the ones that I obviously noticed. That's the ones that I felt when I did it. When I closed my eyes and I started meditating in her class, I felt like someone was watching me and laughing, but nobody was. And throughout school, she told us to meditate. She just basically told us to imagine we were on a beach. But she wasn't telling us the dynamics of meditation. She wasn't telling us why imagining that you're on a beach was getting you in an altered state. She wasn't telling us the actual slight dynamics between the lines, why it is that she wanted us to visualize certain things. She wasn't telling us why it is that we should do that. And as a result, no one took it that seriously. But growing up, doing this practice myself, advancing in such meditations and deliberately holding perceptions of reality, epiphanic perceptions of reality, which helped me process my involvement in the collective consciousness of this globe. I learned how to do it, and I learned exactly what it was that meditation is. Now, some examples. This guy had trouble focusing, you know? He was the type of person who would daydream all day, but he would have trouble to sit there on his own and focus. Okay, so what is meditation? Meditation is altering your present state to a new state. That is it. Changing your perception. That is it. The state that you're currently in to a new one. If you've ever sat there and got yourself worked up, you're happy 1 second, but then you remember something from last week which really does trigger you, just gets you angry, gets you upset. Basically, you've just meditated. Yeah, that is how simple it is. You just meditated. You just took your consciousness from an altered frequency that made you behave and act and speak and talk to other people a certain way, and you just altered it by imagining another scenario which made you pretty upset, maybe made you angry, which will probably stop you from talking to other people. what it was that made you do that was the unconscious choice to meditate. Because you can meditate whilst being unconscious. I just told you. But what I'm going to do today is tell you how to do it properly. I'm going to tell you how to do it consciously. Because now that you know this, what I want you to do is I want you to remember a time, imagine a time where you felt in love, where you loved somebody so much, you would do what I used to do. We used to stand outside the front door of my house or her house. We didn't want to go. We didn't want to leave each other. I want you to imagine that, right? That feeling. Is that feeling different from before I just said that? From 30 seconds ago, from 20 seconds ago, from before you even watched this video? Is it different? It's different, right? Now, do you notice how that feeling is going through your entire body? It's probably making you feel really happy, and now you're starting to imagine loads of different types of scenarios where you've been in love. But there are other scenarios. I'm not going to name certain ones on here if I don't want to put you in that state of frequency. So I'm going to stick with, what about joy? When was the last time you felt joy? When was the last time you was at a thought park, a theme park, with your friends, with your family, and you were on the edge of the on the roller coaster ride, and you're looking down, and then you go down and you're finished. You know, you go down, you get off the roller coaster, and there's that joyous feeling that you've just finished that daunting ride. You know, it's an emotional response, which is a frequency response, a pretty high one, because it goes through the heart, the thymus gland, the heart, which resonates the highest magnetic frequency throughout your entire body. The magnetic frequencies are at different frequencies. Every emotion, every thought which filters through your heart will filter through your very being, and it will shake the bioelectrical impulses throughout your entire nervous system and shake your cells alive. That butterfly feeling. It's not just in your heart, it's in your thymus gland, it's in your adrenal glands. There are a lot of parts of your body, a lot of organs of your body that are responsible for certain frequencies and certain chemical reactions within the body and make you vibrate at a different frequency. And when it comes to meditation, I believe that by harnessing what I just told you, by understanding how thoughts can alter your perception of reality in the present moment, from making you feeling upset if you're unconsciously doing it, meditating, you feel fine, and then you think of a thought that makes you upset, that's unconscious. If you're consciously doing it, wake up in the morning. Here's another tip. When you wake up in the morning, okay, after you do what I'm going to tell you later on, when you wake up, before you start your day, whatever you do in the morning and the day, I've said this in my other videos, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. Okay, so when you wake up, if you've got photos, here we go, we can do it on a third dimensional basis. It will help you guys if you're third dimensionally involved with the third dimension on an unconscious scale. I'm going to make this bit more conscious for you. Photos, videos, anything you have of loved ones. Maybe if you're in a relationship already, it's even going to help. If you're in a relationship already and you've got their clothes around, smell it. It's got their scent on it. It's going to make you remember. Memory is going to flood straight back. Apparently, I believe I saw this on the internet. The smell glands in your nose are directly related to the part of your brain that triggers memory response. So this will probably be the best idea for you to do, especially if you've got loved ones around. If you've got your dog around and you love your dog, the smell of your dog, your cat, animals, you know. Even just remembering a smell could trigger, flood back memories. Do this in the morning with your cup of tea, with your food, and watch how your frequency will begin to change. This is a meditation. This is a meditation. It's a meditation of, in a different way, because you're using the smell, which will then trigger the memories, which will then trigger the visualizations. There are different methods of getting into different states of meditations. This makes meditation worthwhile, okay? So that is one tip. Not one tip, that's a few tips. And also, while we're on the subject of imagining things in order to alter your conscious state now, because now we're making it conscious within your consciousness, because now I'm making you aware of this, isn't this fun? In the morning, this is a great thing to do. I do it regularly. I do it all the time. Basically, I'm in bed, right? And I will remember before I decide to do anything else. I'll instantly go to sleep with the intention to remember my dream in the morning, with the intention to lay there, and rather than thinking of anything else, I will just start processing my dream that I've had the night before. Everything. Everything, every nook and cranny, every part of the dream, I will decide to deliberately remember it. And I'll remember it in the same state of consciousness that I was in when I was experiencing the dream. But only this time, when you're experiencing the dream, when you're remembering the dream, in that same consciousness, you're going to tag along, you're going to bring along a bit more consciousness. And then you're going to start to see, okay, I dreamt this of this specific person who behaved this specific way. Because when the day before, I was watching TV. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because in the morning, you have the most, well, not the most, apparently you have around about the highest amounts of DMT, dimethyltryptamine, within your brain, around about 4 to 5 a.m. in the morning. Granted, you go to bed around about 8 or 9 o'clock. Yes. Now, when you start to remember these things, especially in the morning, you're going to have still that DMT flowing through you. When you start to remember these types of things, when you start to remember your dreams, it puts your brain in a certain chemical state, a chemistry state, a vibrational frequency state. It puts your brain in a processing state where it relays the same thought processes that it thought whilst you were doing that dream or experiencing that experience in that dream at that specific point of time, whether it be 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning. And what's going to happen is you're going to lay there, and this happens to me every time, and it's going to start happening to you, especially when you start getting serious with your meditations, okay? You're going to start to feel secretions. So, I don't know if you can like put the saliva and squeeze it through your cheeks, right? You're going to feel that same sensation in the center where your third eye is. Like just round here, in the center of your head. It's going to secrete and go down, and you're going to feel it. The more you do that, the more the juices start to flow out of your pineal gland. If your pineal gland is crystallized, if your pineal gland is calcified, what's going to happen is the more you get the juices going, the more it decalcifies. Now, I will make a video on how to decalcify your pineal gland. I remember myself, I used to watch people do it all the time on YouTube. I've actually started, like many people who have started getting into meditation and stuff like that, and metaphysics and astral projection, they also want to decalcify the pineal gland. I was once in your spot when I was 16. I figured out loads of methods on how to do it. I will tell you my secret juice, which I use. It's like a magnet to my pineal gland. It completely cleanses it of all metals, all toxins, and it's like steroids for it. It's like honey to a bee. No, it's like pollen to a bee. It's like if there's one thing that your pineal gland craves, it needs, it's deficient in, it craves, this is what the juice does, and it just absorbs straight to it. It's what it needs, and it really does put you in an altered state, especially a relaxed state, and it will make you get into states of consciousness which you probably never experienced before. So I'll tell you about that in that video. I'll also show you my shelf. I have a shelf up there dedicated to certain items which also help decalcify my pineal gland, take away metals and other calcified deposits and toxins which are stored in there, which stop it from working. But after you keep meditating, keep taking this stuff, keep remembering your dreams, keep daydreaming, keep consciously shifting your consciousness and noticing it at that point that you've just done it. Notice that action, that decision you decided to make in order to shift your consciousness from one happy feeling to a joyous feeling. Notice how that point, that decision, when you just decided to make a decision, that point in time and space where you just decided to do it, that is of its own frequency of itself, a purple frequency. So, yeah, we got the dreams, we got the imaginations. What else can we do? Well, the sun. What happens when you look at anything? Anything. Let's look at vision for a second. When you look at yourself in the mirror, when you look outside, what actually happens? Well, what happens is light goes straight into the retina of your eye. A lot of you probably know this already, but when the light hits your retina, it's upside down, and then you envision it upside down. Everything's upright, but you envision it upside down in your retina. It then goes into your pineal gland, then changes frequency, goes to the back of your head, it goes back upright. But the fact of the matter is, it needs to process through your pineal gland first. Okay? This is great, because that means you can use different frequencies of light, different frequencies, meaning different colors of light, or all the colors, and you can deliberately put those into the retina of your eye, which will instantly stimulate your pineal gland, because it needs to go through your pineal gland in order for you to process it and to envision it in the back of your head. Because there's a part of the brain at the back of your head which is responsible for you to actually see and see light. Look it up. It's a great thing to see. And it's a great thing to know. But what I'm saying is, in the morning, first crack of dawn, in the morning, the first sunlight, there are no UV rays in the sun. Okay? No UV rays. Which means the UV rays that do damage to the eyes are not present. And what you're supposed to do, what you should be doing, especially when you're younger, is you look at this light. Some people do 10 seconds a day, and every day they boost it up 10 seconds. And they get to 45 minutes at one point, and then they go back down to 15 minutes. I just do it. I just look at it, and it just feels good. And it makes my entire body feel like jelly. It makes me feel like I'm absorbing the light through my retina. It makes my brain extremely active, and my entire body feels like honey jelly. Like more like honey, a warm honey feeling go through my entire nervous system. And it fills me up all the way down to my toes, and at the bottom of my feet they start itching. This is when you stand on the ground. You ground your energy. You ground the bioelectrical stimuli, the bioelectrical electricity, which is actually on you and around you, the magnetic electricity, which you can't see. And you put your ground barefoot on the dirt, and it will come straight off you. All those negative ions, all those positive ions will balance in your body. All the positive ions that were causing disturbances within your energy body, within your bioelectrical magnetic body, will go straight into the ground, and it'll be gone. And you'll be extremely balanced, you'll be extremely clear thought, you'll be extremely clear-minded. And with the light that goes in, you'll feel a slight pressure inside your pineal gland. And you'll feel it sometimes when you go to bed during a day where you've already done sun gazing. It's also an hour after you can look at the sun. You will feel it when you're laying in bed. You'll feel the middle of your brain. It will feel like Play-Doh. This happened with my mate Max when I started telling him about sun gazing. It will feel like Play-Doh. It will feel like someone's got their hand in your head and they're squeezing your pineal gland. It feels great. But this helps regulate your serotonin, your DMT, and your melatonin secretions during the day and during night. The serotonin is constantly firing out. If you're lower in serotonin, you're pretty depressed. Bananas, other stuff like that are good, like bananas, I believe it is. What else? There are other foods that are high in a certain type of chemical which help boost serotonin levels within the pineal gland and help you produce more serotonin, which help you be more happy. Light is a natural serotonin booster. You know, if you're sat in a room where it's really, really dark and your blinds are down, it's been like that for the entire day, you're going to feel pretty depressed and boggy down, right? But if you lift up your blinds and let light shine through it, instantly your frequency shifts. It's like, again, like I said, the meditation. And somebody's just coming to my house, I can hear them. I can also feel them. It's my little brother. But, yeah. Melatonin is a secretion that comes out the pineal gland after serotonin. So the more serotonin you have, the more melatonin you have. And then what happens is these two chemicals create DMT, or they follow on the onset of DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which helps you imagine things. It helps regulate your sleep cycles. It helps you dimensionally travel through different states of realities. It helps you a lot when it comes to astral projection and things such as dreaming and lucid dreaming, right? So, sun gaze. Best idea I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done. Best thought I've ever had. Sun gaze as much as you can. So now you're daydreaming. Now you're dreaming. Now you're meditating, hopefully. I'm going to give you a few ideas. My camera keeps turning off, so I'm going to make this really quick so you can get everything. I'm going to end this real quick. But yeah, I kept getting really stiff. So once I started oxygenating my body, once I started getting my muscles really loose, started getting hydrated, started getting really flexible, it stopped the irritation. Plus it corrected the different types of muscle activity within certain areas of my body which were responsible for keeping my body erect. So some sort of yoga or movement, flexibility or relaxation movement will help drastically in helping you keep posture, keep focused. It helps attain that focus. It helps stop drawing away your focus to other things, external things, which are stopping you from going inner, and it will help you out quite a lot. Now, obviously, there was quite a difference when it comes to how you should meditate. Me personally, when I sit, I sit on my knees, so I'm basically sat on my feet, upright, with my hands down so they're not doing anything. This is when I'm mostly alert. This helps circulate the oxygen on my upper body, helps keep me awake, keeps my mind focused. Now when I lay on my right side, I'm more focused in the sense that I'm focused but I'm aware of my body also. It's kind of a problem, it's kind of an issue. Not like when I was laying on my knees and I would sit on my feet. I wasn't even aware of my body, it was completely still. It was like I was weightless, and yet my vision, my imagination, my focus ability was perfect. Perfectly still, perfectly accurate. Now when I lay on my left side, I fall asleep. I become unconscious, fall asleep. Why? I've been groomed that way. Every night I was told to go to sleep and just count the sheep, unconsciously falling asleep. So there are ways to change that. But I'd rather focus on what can work and what already works rather than changing something which could be potentially stopping me from achieving this ability, such as astral projection or any other type of meditation. Now obviously on my back I just get really uncomfortable. I cannot sleep on my back, I cannot meditate on my back, and I often lose consciousness laying on my back. So upright, erect, oxygen straight up to the head, awareness, alert. Your adrenal glands kick in when you stand up also, big tip. If you want to relax more, if you want your body to fall asleep more, do inverts. Go upside down, turn off your adrenal gland, and it will help you feel very relaxed throughout the rest of the day. Obviously, you've got the lotus position. You can sit there and cross your legs normally. Find whatever works for you. Now I'm going to do other videos of meditation. This is just what meditation is. This will help you with your vision. So this is probably going to be titled Vision. So I'm Ryan JC, and I'll speak to you guys pretty soon.